So I'd like to start off by apologizing that I've been unable to play any music. I don't want it to distract from what has and needs to be conveyed in the situations I've been placed in. In the last little while here, I have, though, gotten the chance to play a little bit of music. As I mentioned previously, I went to the Sun Park by the Shawneeville area, the southeast end of the city, and it was really nice. And I also went to Fisher Creek and played a little bit of music. And in both spots, I got that vibe and feeling like it's that troubadour thing where in certain areas, certain feelings come into me and I express it through my music. And I already got a handful, if not more, of renditions or stylings that I like to play around with that I haven't really turned into anything, although metaphorically and charting it or progressions, they're sort of still morphing. And what sort of scares me, though, is the idea of actually doing something like that again, because I was doing it in Brandon and nobody took note of it. Nobody took note of me putting anything online, even though there was some really phenomenal covers I had done. And, so I put it off to it was to get me to go back to Dauphin and have it there, but it wasn't. And it wasn't to get me to go back to Winnipeg to do it there either. It was just to ruin me. And they tried to ruin me hard. They tried to put me in the ground a couple times. Nobody's cared that it's going on, and all the attempts they've made are sort of swept under the rug. And, they're still pulling the rug, and there's dust in the air. There's holes underneath the rug sometimes that I'm just falling in. And, so that's a little bit of a scary situation. It was slightly motivational. The fact that a gentleman talked to me while I was going to the first park to play music, and a lady walking her dog did stop, and the dog did appreciate the music. At the second park I was at, there was a female that was sort of, I had deja vu of talking to her, but I'm in no state or position to just openly be hitting on women. And there was a lady walking her dog. The dog was kind of spooked by me and didn't know what to think. So it was kind of like a juxtaposition of the two. And again, I'm pretty sure that all social media and platforms are going to and would not truly represent what I'm doing. I know it's probably not those networks specifically, and that all networks are monitored through local government, or whether it's national or whatever it is. I mean, they flagged me, and they have, and they will manipulate it for whatever excuse they want. I already know it's not a good manipulation. If they wanted me to progress or do anything in a good direction, they would have allowed it to start occurring. On a positive note, it is only $25 for a busking license. and I only need a criminal record check if I want to play on the transits. And the transits, the transit circuit. And I think I would pass a criminal check anyways if I did do it. If I went in and explained my charges and then I did the check and that's all there is for charges. I don't think I'm going to be sitting there trying to sell weed to anyone. I'll just send them to the local store where they can get a better deal than anything I have. Not that I really get involved in that anymore, not that I wanted to in the first place. So that's, we got another 2 minutes here. There's a bunch else I probably wanted to speak on, and it's kind of got sidetracked on what I did speak on, but it's not really, that was a good portion of what I wanted to speak on. The cars, you know, I'd like to sit and think about more cars that they sabotaged. It's a sad situation that that's what it comes to. I feel that I have slight protection from that now, but in another sense, I can tell my steering is feeling different, and it was since I parked at the movie theater for 3-4 hours, and I can sense it. Like there's something they've set up in my car that is like a flick of a switch. So they're flicking one switch all the time, up and down, but there's 2 switches. At some point, they're going to flick both switches and something's going to break. Like I can tell that whatever they're doing mechanically, it's a game to them. And, you know, I just, it's a sad state that they've ruined half my life already. You know, I'm a really talented person. I don't know how my family even gets away with saying bullshit about what's wrong with me or otherwise, you know. I've proven myself time and time again. Any doctor, any sensible doctor I talk to that's not along the agenda of big pharma or genocide of lower class, segregation, degradation, I don't know what you call it, but would agree with me and agree that I'm in the right mind, sane, sound, moral, prudent person. A person of mental illness would not be able to get to the physical shape I did over the last 3 years, 4 years. And as I bragged about that, they started doing things to hurt my body. And it's not like I was bragging about it. Here I go over time now, 2 minutes already of my half-hour, 3-part session. Well, I might talk for another 2 hours because I'm kind of hinging on what else I would like to speak on. You know, a person who's not of the right mind would not be able to do what I've done for the last 11 days here. Not that it's anything that monumental, but in another regard, I'm getting by. And it would take 2 big chances, 2 big field goals, Hail Mary long shots that all of a sudden if I get the reception, I get the job, I get the place. It's two shots. And even if my car broke down at that point, I could use transit or whatever it be. And I know that's very possible. They want me, and I can sense it, to be on the street. That's what they wanted in Brandon. They didn't get it. They wanted me in a mental institute in Dauphin. They didn't get it. They terrorized me in my own house, apartment, to the point that it was more than criminal. I don't know what the level above criminal is, but you can ask any major crime organization that controls law enforcement what their fucking name is. Syndicates. Now, I don't even want to learn about them. I don't want to learn about cartels. I don't want to learn about crooked people. crooked governments. People who do things for their own greed, their own self-esteem, their own shortcomings. Well, that's 4 minutes overdue, so that's where I'm going to wrap it up, and I hope all you fucking creeps that are fucking creeping on my life can go fuck off. Because I'm not part of it, and you don't need to be either. You've proved yourself useless enough. Everyone knows that what you did was wrong, and they know who you guys were and are. So, just fucking, like, you've passed the torch to a group of fucking immigrants now that in other nations have sort of been planned to be the bad fucking black sheep. That's what you do. That's what you did to my circle of people I knew. You turned them against me in whatever sick, twisted way you could or think of from square one. You know, if I took the idea of what you did with your stupid little fucking job you had planned for me, and I stretched that across my life, it's the same fucking thing. You know I didn't want to do it, so you made it fail. You know, even if I had tried it, I don't even want to know. But if I stretch that across my whole life, it's the same fucking reasoning. You knew from square one what you were grooming me for or putting me towards. And if it didn't make or break in the direction you wanted it, you were gonna ruin me anyway. I saw the fucking signs throughout my whole life. And I knew I've been on this fine fucking line on a tight walk. I didn't mind it. I still fucking walk it. But I'm fed up, and I think enough of the fucking population in the world knows about it. And something's got to change. You know, once I'm out of the fucking narrative or the script here, the eyes are going to be all on you guys and your stupid little goof troop. That's all I got to say.